The Galactic Council chamber glistened with superfluous chrome, and a sense of pride that could only be found when 13 civilizations concluded they were superior to all others. They were arrogant, round, and majestic in their design. The area was full of species from all around the galaxy, including diplomats from Crystalline, floating above a lavender gas giant. Gathered in polished arrogance were feathery warlords, gelatinous analysts, and then the human Jack Briggs appeared. His square jaw protruded like a bruise, muscles marked with sun-etched creases, tan skin chiseled by years of real work. His hair was chopped short in the true military style, and his hands were calloused. From actual dirty labor, he wore a ripped t-shirt with faded writing on it, and combat boots still caked in red Martian clay. He hadn't said a word for 36 minutes, Grill Sergeant, said the Zarnari's high speaker like a cocky peacock made of silk and bone. He fluttered his 6 robes and clicked his mandibles. And now, the Earth representative's disruptive presence will be formally corrected. The room went silent as the cameras zoomed in, every language translated through flickering symbols. Jack sighed softly and turned to face Klickuk, the lone creature nearby, all eyes and gangly limbs, perched on a hover slab, doodling. Click was the size of a toddler's rucksack, and curious, Galactic Junior Observational was his official title on a holographic notebook. Provisional unpaid anthropologist. This won't work. Click muttered in binary as a Zarn enforcer approached, a 9-foot-tall monster with 4 arms, each thicker than tree trunks, tall, obsidian-skinned, lacking patience, primitive. He hissed. His face was a rigid mask, vibrating with speech. Kneel. Jack didn't move, so the enforcer slapped him. The sound echoed loud, brutal. The chamber inhaled a collective breath. The silence that follows arrogance was deafening. Jack tilted his head back, cracked his neck, and exhaled through his nose, holding back a laugh. Then he moved. A single blow, an arm twist, a bone break, then an uppercut that drove through the alien's cranium, and out the Zarnix's lower jaw. The enforcer fell in a wriggling heap. Time screamed. Panic erupted. A drone camera captured the final thud. The headline would later read, "Peacekeeper destroyed by human barbarian in 5 seconds. Council in crisis." "Don't touch me," Jack whispered. Security swarmed in anti-grav nets, pulse spears. Jack didn't resist. He simply raised his hands and smiled, like a man who just declared checkmate with a floating pawn. "Did you mean to kill him?" The notebook beside Klickuk vibrated. "Didn't mean not to," Jack replied. Click blinked 3 eyes at once. "This will be historically significant." They hauled Jack away, wrapped in dazzling white chains. Just 20 minutes earlier, he had smeared violet blood and interplanetary disbelief across that pristine chamber. 32 alien witnesses, all stranger than the last, one made of wind, another a floating coral reef. Someone handed him a clipboard. Species threat. Evaluation form. 27 blank pages. He filled it with a single sentence. "You brought me here. That's your fault." Jack had just been on a solo fishing trip at Lake Superior, when a wormhole opened in the clouds. He dropped his beer and vanished. The aliens had called Earth a violent, non-unified anomaly. And Jack of all people became our representative. He hadn't paid rent. His phone was still on the dock. No one on Earth even noticed he was gone. During the intake interview, Klickuk observed that humanity seemed fatigued and functionally violent. Jack now sat imprisoned in a cold, white, cage-like glass, staring at his reflection. Click hovered outside, tapping the force field. "Do you frequently murder people?" Jack shrugged. "Only after being slapped." Click hesitated. "We have dignity, yet your species has a strange, reflexive etiquette." "Have you ever been slapped?" Jack asked. "No," Click replied. "My people are conflict-prone and soft-skinned," Jack smiled. "Maybe don't hit individuals who look like they can bench press your spaceship." Click hesitated, then flicked on a hologram titled Historical Human. He flipped through files. Genghis Khan Wars, Revolutions, Riots, SEAL Team 6, You have an absurdly high number of successful rebellions, Click said. You don't follow dumb regulations. You are an apex? Jack offered. Try. Red-blooded American badass, easier to remember. Alarms hummed. A diplomatic breakdown had begun. Foreign dignitaries argued in 100 tongues. There were no protocols for a man who shattered a Zarnik's skull. Execute him. Hissed the Horvath Serpentine, shimmering with anxiety. No, countered the Galarian senator. We need to prevent Earth's destruction, Click burst in. Why can't you erase Earth? Because he's one of them. Click projected human battle footage grainy. Chaotic, humans fighting, humans winning. They built music before medicine. He said they turned food into sport and war into entertainment. Jack, bound, still hummed the melody. If they're all like him. Someone whispered. Click returned to Jack's cell. You might have caused a diplomatic catastrophe. Jack leaned back. When you invite a Navy SEAL without checking his mood, that's what happens? Click's eyes widened. A Navy SEAL? Swims faster, fights meaner, trains harder, eats more steak and fish than your average predator. Jack stood, flexed, cracked his neck. Click didn't answer. Now, buddy, Jack said. How do we get out of here? Click smiled. Slowly, follow me, and just like that, the human and the unpaid alien left the most secure prison in the quadrant. Jack. Briggs had been restrained by quantum stasis rings, the same tech used to contain supernovas. 2 hours earlier he broke one by shrugging. Now. He stood before 3 alien scientists in glowing lab coats. A medieval interrogation bench? A massage chair. Click hovered nervously. Can't we test someone less volatile? Dr. Viatek. The lead examiner shuddered. Directive 94.12 B Class 10 threats must be psychoanalyzed within 24 rotations. If his mind wipes us out? Vet whimpered. Jack tilted his head. It's impossible, I'm just flesh, huh? The machine lowered a glowing orb telepathic resonance device. It read minds and it touched Jack. Memories surged. Clenched fists. Steel on skin. Boot camp fire. A brother bleeding in the jungle. Laughter intense. His daughters. First steps on creaky hardwood. A Randy Savage elbow drop in 1980s Technicolor. The orb screamed. It sparked. It shattered. The AI exploded mid-air. Jack passed out. Click hovered close, eyes wide. I warned you, there's trauma and chilly dogs in there. Red lights, security bots, chaos. Jack groaned. Technically, I didn't do anything. Half the lab was gone. Click, visibly shaken, muttered, That's unprecedented. Breaking a Class 5 orb. I once fried a drone thinking about taxes, Jack replied. Click blinked. Was wrestling real? Real enough to hurt. Your species creates fake warfare to relax? We call it television. Is Randy Savage a military leader? No. An entertainer. I must meet him. He's dead? Battle? Probably heart attack from yelling. The Internal Species Risk Committee met above the station. His thoughts damaged a neural processor. What if there are more? Like him? The Khazari screamed. They breed for fun. We must erase Earth. Someone declared. Countdown initiated. 72 hours to wipe humanity from galactic record. Meanwhile, Click escorted Jack through holding cells. One prisoner looked like wind. Another dash coral. Jack stopped. Why are these people here? Civil disobedience or existing? One was jailed for singing. Jack, I hate this place. Then they passed an exhibit. Early weapons. Ancient relics. Jack's eyes narrowed. Hey, that's mine, inside a sealed box. His old M4 carbine. Scarred, old, familiar. Click. Impossible. Jack broke the glass, raised the rifle like. Excalibur, you don't understand? We don't let go of the things we care about. Moments later, the proximity alarm sounded. Council approved drone suppression. Non-lethal. Jack slammed a mag into the rifle. You know how to use that? Click asked. Jack smirked. I've forgotten more about this than you'll ever know. They turned. A corner, sentry droid raised its weapon. Unimpressed human anomaly detected. Prepare for reprocessing. Got anything that explodes? Jack asked. Click tossed a glass ball fireflies. Inside. Jack threw it down. Boom. The hallway collapsed in fire and smoke. That wasn't for combat, Click screamed. What was it for? Aromatic ambiance? Jack coughed. Your people make really good candles. They ran. Jack cleared the path with kicks, punches, and sheer chaos. Click-to-Talk flailed behind him, shouting directions like a button caught in a windstorm. Between bursts of action came sporadic, ironic comments. At one point, they ducked into a room labeled Recreational Simulations. A massive hologram flickered to life, an alien reconstruction of Earth based on fragmentary intercepted material. Every building looked like a courthouse, and the anthem? A horrifying blend of the Star-Spangled Banner and Taco Bell's jingle, Click, gasped as Ice Ice Baby began to play. Jack groaned. Is this true? No, he snapped. Before I get an aneurysm, turn it off. They made it to the main shaft. A lift tube stretched up 100 feet to the relay platform, where the Galactic Mindwipe countdown was ticking. Jack peered up the long ladder. Click looked at him. Desperate. You're not seriously thinking of climbing that, are you? Jack cracked his knuckles. Click moaned. Of course you are. They ascended the shaft, Click clinging to Jack's back like a scared backpack. Alerts blinked everywhere. Species Earth, erasure in progress. Omega Protocol engaged. At the top, just before entering the relay chamber, Click paused. If we do this, the galaxy might never see you the same again. Jack looked him dead in the eye. I don't care how they see me. I care that they remember. Inside, a six-eyed alien technician floated above the console. Jazz music played softly. Jack vaulted through the air, grabbed a conduit, and tore it from the ceiling. Click now. The auxiliary system dropped offline. The countdown froze. Sparks flew. The relay tower shorted. Jack collapsed by the console, smoke rising from his shoulders. We need to make